Well, we've had a facility here for 18 years, Supervisor, and the old facility was geared to small single-engine reciprocating aircraft, and Palomar needed to grow and to grow up. So what we did is design what we think is a world-class facility that accommodates not only the general aviation, small engine reciprocating crowd who's here, but the larger charter and corporate aircraft market, which is so important to Carlsbad. And the new facility here, which is about 250,000 square feet, also includes 60,000 square feet of Class A offices. And the paradigm there, shift in the dynamic here at the airport, was to attract not just jets and larger aircraft, but to attract the businesses that own those jets and larger aircraft, so that Carlsbad could grow and benefit from the jobs and the tax revenues that came with those businesses.
How many businesses do you think are here that are supporting or are involved in general aviation?
Well, right in our facility, there are more than 20 businesses that operate
just
in aviation or aviation support or aviation-related industries, and they brought a lot of jobs and a lot of tax revenues to Carlsbad.
Talk a little bit about the airport authority and how Palomar serves Lindbergh, or what you see as a future there. And I know you're involved with Brownfield.
I think it's very clear the transportation component has recognized that Lindbergh is going to be out of space by about 2012. And the Regional Airport Authority is aware of that, and they've made it clear that we need reliever airports. And the reliever airports have been designated primarily as Palomar and as Brownfield. By bringing Brownfield and Palomar into that transportation component, we allow the continued growth of the area and allow more passenger enplanements without overcrowding and running into safety problems. Now, here at Palomar, one of the things that would be critical for that is we need to lengthen this runway. And we need to lengthen it about 1,100 feet for two reasons. Number one, and principally, is safety. That 1,100 feet is a tremendous hedge against accidents and overrun by aircraft because we only have a 4,800-foot runway here now. And more importantly, with the extra 1,100 feet, we can bring in larger but quieter aircraft. Also, when you lengthen the runway 1,100 feet to the east, these planes take off sooner and get out of the residential area quicker.
Given the economic chaos we've basically gone through in the country, what effect have you felt here at Palomar?
There has been some slowdown in corporate and charter activity here, and we noticed that almost immediately in the sales of...
Nobody from GM's flying the jet in lately.
Exactly. General Motors has decided not to land here. They're driving their hybrid cars now. You notice it immediately in fuel sales, because that'll reflect each month what the traffic is. More importantly, though, what I think is going to happen is as we enter into this recovery period, it gives us the opportunity to identify this as one of the projects for infrastructure that is perfect for helping work our way out of this recessionary period. If we could use this as one of the public works projects in the new administration and fund it through this new recessionary bailout process, we might have a way of accommodating the growth of this airport while putting people to work.
One of the reasons that this is a key economic base here in Carlsbad and for the entire region is because of Bud Lewis.
The thing that many of my constituents talk about is the airport, the old airport cafe above, where you could sit up there and have coffee and breakfast, what have you. And I understand this new cafe will far supersede that, and we're all anxious to have that in operation, because that was always a mainstay for many of us. We'd come out here at least once or twice a month and have breakfast with our missus or with people that want to talk about Carlsbad or the region, and we really miss it, so we're looking forward to that especially.
Well, this being one of the busiest single runways in the country, and I know as you walk out here and you look at the ramp, you've got a lot of private jets here, which are basically vehicles bringing in presidents and CEOs of corporations who are headquartering here in Carlsbad. And they're bringing with them some very, very expensive employees who wind up buying the houses and moving into your neighborhoods. So this has been a huge economic engine. Well, Buddy flew in here at Palomar from Kitty Hawk, was that in North Carolina, with the Wright brothers.
That was a long trip.
Yeah, it was a long trip. The slow one too. Years ago, the Navy had an auxiliary field in Delmar, and that's where they had two dirigibles, and I guess during World War II they had about 24 aircraft stationed there as a way in case the Japanese attacked San Diego. When they closed that, when they built I-5, Then we moved that airport and then most of its facility to a small airfield we had here, stuck in between 3 landfills, to be honest with you. And it's grown into Palomar McClellan. And McClellan, by the way, if you don't know this, was a member of the Carlsbad City Council.
Right.
And he was an aviator, and this is kind of how we got that name. But this facility could not be reduplicated today. It would be impossible. Given the amount of land it's required, the development that's come up around it, if we did not have this, we could not replace it. And this whole area would be without an airport. But I just want to thank Buddy and the City Council, but especially the mayor. He has made this available to the public, and he has been supportive of us every time we at the county have gone to deal with the FAA or wherever we have to deal with to continue this operation. And they're a real key to the economic benefit that the entire region gets from Carlsbad's tremendous asset. All right, buddy, thank you.
My
I
pleasure.
appreciate you being with us, and we'll see you over at the terminal. When we come back, while Palomar is not an international airport, we have put in facilities for Customs and Border Protection to allow those corporate jets to go through customs here at Palomar. And so you'll see that when we come back.
Well, it's very sunny in here because a lot of windows and open. It feels cool in here with the doors open in particular, which is nice. Just a good environment, good clean environment.
Welcome back to this edition of Update San Diego. I'm your host, Supervisor Bill Horn. In the first segment, we showed you the new terminal, the new facilities we put here at McClellan Palomar Airport. And now, Pete and I are going to go through the U.S. Customs and Border Protection section. And this is where your baggage comes off, you come off, you get your passport out of your pocket, and you're back into the good old USA, and you can declare your China dolls or Cuban cigars or whatever you're not supposed to have. All this is taking place here at Palomar, and I don't think the public really knows that you can go through all of this without ever touching Lindbergh, and you can get in from LAX and international flights.
Well, this is a brand new facility, and it's presently not operating with any commercial international flight service. It's all done with corporate and private aircraft entering the United States from international ports of entry. But they don't want to put the extra cycle time, the landings and takeoffs on some of these jets, so they're willing to pay for a fee to come to McClellan Palomar directly from overseas locations. And the fee is based on the size of the aircraft. So it's anywhere from $50 for a smaller single-engine airplane up to $450 for a corporate jet. This is a completely self-sustaining, in terms of cost, type operation, and it is provided for the benefit of the customers, which are the fixed-based operators. Now, in the future, we may see some other form of service, but we don't know at this point. Our corporate clients wanted this service because of the cost and delay time in going through some of the other ports of entry. So Customs and Border Protection, under a request from the federal government, from the county through the federal government, agreed to put in a fee-for-service operation. And it's still in a trial period. We're going to operate it for 3 to 4 years, and we're evaluating as we go along how the service is working and how it's doing financially.